Hi, I'm Amanda, founder of Liminal Space Yoga. Welcome back to day 6 of your February movement challenge. And today we are going to focus on stretching and just feeling good. We're not doing repetitions. We're just going to hold some nice juicy stretches and yoga poses to find some relief in our body. So really focusing on breathing into the movements today and just feeling good. So we're going to start by laying down on our backs. And bringing the knees into the chest. Maybe rocking or maybe finding stillness and just taking a couple breaths here. Option to hug the knees in a little bit tighter. And maybe even an option to rock here side to side. Good. Remember, we're just taking about 3 breaths with each pose. Next one, right knee is going to stay in, left leg is going to anchor down, and you can hug the right leg where it feels tight, where it feels good, or you can loosen it if that feels better and just maybe hold the knee. Finding, again, some stillness or some movement here. Maybe even closing the eyes as you're taking those purposeful breaths in. And following the breath out. Maybe starting to pump the right ankle or take circles one direction and the other. And when you're ready, bring your left knee back into your chest. Go ahead, anchor that right leg down. Again, closing down the eyes, maybe finding deeper breaths here. Starting to relax. Maybe shoulders a little bit more, maybe the ankle. And starting to pump the left ankle if you want to move it around. Take circles one direction and the other. Good, and then both knees back to the chest. Knees are going to come a little bit wider, and we're just going to rock over to the right side, over to the left side. So no rush here, nice and slow. Again, really focusing on your breath. Just taking about 3, maybe 4 breaths through each stretch in today's movement. So both feet are going to come up, hands are going to come down, and we're just going to pump out the ankles. So kind of soften the knees, let the legs come apart as much as it feels stable in your back, and then just kind of focus on the ankles, pointing and flexing the feet. And then maybe bringing the hands behind the legs for support and just bending both knees and reaching the feet back up towards the sky. Finding some nice long breaths here to support your stretching. Good, and then we're going to stretch the feet up, slowly anchor down the left leg, hugging the right leg in. And then we're going to take a moment here to really flex into the front of the right thigh. For 3, 2, 1, and then release that flexion. Gently bring the thigh closer to the chest, and the right leg doesn't have to be straight. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good, and then kind of releasing the grip, squeezing the front muscle of the right thigh for 3, 2, 1 more time. Release that muscle, hug the right leg in. Maybe it's coming a little closer, maybe not. Good, bringing that left leg up, right leg down, switching sides. So just kind of taking a moment to let your hips acclimate. Kind of spread out the toes on the left foot and Press the heel towards the ceiling. And then rather than pulling that leg in, kind of release it, but squeeze the muscle in the front of your left thigh for 3, 2, 1. And then relax the front of the leg. Gently bring it closer to the chest. Remember, bend your knee. Big deep breath in. Breath out. And letting go with the hands one more time. Squeeze the muscle to the bone for 3, 2, 1. Relax that muscle. Hug that left leg in. Close. Big stretch back of the thigh. Breath in. Breath out. Let's go ahead, gently release that left leg down to the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Point the toes. Reach the fingers. And wiggle the hips. And wiggling through the side body. Good, and then bring your hands down to your belly, and we're just going to pump the ankles. So pumping the ankles kind of so the whole body's just bouncing, right, since our heels are on the floor. Maybe bringing the arms down if that feels better, just to have some more grounded anchor points. And we're going to keep going here, pumping the ankles, letting the body just bounce a little bit right here for 3. Keep breathing, deep breath in. Exhale, 2. Keep pumping the ankles, maybe starting to feel it in your feet and your calves. Take 1 more breath. And as you exhale, start to slow down, letting the feet drop out wide, the thighs just slightly externally rotate. Good, and then walk your feet up, plant them, bend the knees, hands beside you. Go ahead, anchor the upper arm bones and the shoulders, and then gently press the low back down and into the mat. You're pressing down, kind of drawing the rib cage down and in, almost slightly tucking or curving the tailbone, kind of depending on your back, right? Rooting down the upper arm bones, taking a breath here, pressing into your feet. And exhaling. We're really not going to move the body, but we're going to move the awareness. So press down into the feet so that the glutes light up, maybe even the hamstrings, and really pressing like you're going to lift up and off, and maybe come up just an inch. So just kind of notice how the leg muscles are working. Think about drawing the knees together without touching. Just hugging the midline of the body and then readjusting for you. Take a big breath in. Breath out. Maybe lowering the spine back down if you were lifted. Letting the tailbone kind of anchor and allowing the low back to arch naturally. We're going to walk the feet out to the edges wherever you're laying, so feet wider than knees. Hug the knees towards the midline. Maybe even squeeze them together. Root your feet down all the way to the pinky toe edges. Take a big breath here. Big exhale. Excellent job. Heel toe the feet back in. Draw the legs up. Use some momentum to swing yourself up to a seat. And we're just going to stretch the legs out long in front of us. Kind of wiggle into the sitting bones. And then bending the knees. Pointing the feet maybe. Go ahead, reach up, feel your spine get long. Big exhale as you bring the hands down towards the shins, kind of allowing the body to round in, tucking the chin down, drawing the navel in towards the spine. And then inhale, still holding the lower legs or the feet, but picking your gaze up, lifting your chin up, and maybe just lengthening the right leg. So we're still bent in the left side. I'm just taking it easy one side at a time. Think about a halfway lift. So press into the lower legs. Let the spine get long. Breath through the nose. And just hinging forward as you breathe out. Creating some space in the back of the right leg. Taking one more breath. Thinking about lifting up halfway. And exhale, hinging forward, Leaning in, opening the back of the right leg. Good, and then switching sides. Bringing the right knee up and bent. Lengthening the left leg and just kind of letting the hands place wherever it feels good so that as you breathe in, you almost have that ability to press yourself away. And as you take this long breath out, you kind of have this ability to pull yourself in without collapsing entirely and just hinging into the breath and into the movement. Let's take one more inhale. Think about backing off and lengthening. And exhale, lengthening, hinging forward, gently drawing yourself in. Good, go ahead, straighten out that right leg. Hands are going to come behind you. Next, we're going to bring it into a figure four stretch. So crossing that right ankle above the left knee, flexing the foot, and then gently hiking that left leg up. Hands can walk back a little bit further if that's helpful. And maybe this is a good stretch. Maybe you want to walk that foot in a little bit more. Flexing the right foot to protect your knee. And maybe you want to move side to side here. So remember to stay with your breath. Knowing that you can always back off or walk the foot out if the stretch gets too intense. Good, and then we're gonna cross the leg all the way over. Have control to drop over to the left side, turning the head to look right as we breathe in. And exhaling, coming back to center, uncrossing the leg, and anchoring it back down. Walking the hands up, hugging the left knee in, crossing the left foot over, and then both sitting bones anchor down. Go ahead, hug that left knee nice and tight to the chest. Really tall spine here. If your left foot picks up off the floor, that's okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Excellent job. Ankle over knee. Hike the right foot up. Remember to flex the foot to protect the knee. Maybe you want to walk that foot out, let yourself be a little bit more comfortable as you start to just windshield wiper the legs side to side, pausing anywhere that feels really good and staying there to breathe. Good, and then crossing that left leg all the way over, dropping slow and controlled to the right side, looking left, taking a breath here. And letting it go. Coming back to center. Straightening the leg, hugging this left leg in, straightening the right leg. Right. Coming back to center and crossing the leg all the way over, taking it slow and controlled off to the right side, long spine, turning your head to look left. Breathing into your twist here. Breathing out. Good. Go ahead, bring it back through center. Straightening the left leg out, crossing the right over. Go ahead, pick it up, hug it in. If your foot stays planted, fine. Otherwise, it can come up. Tall spine here. Big, deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Great job. When you cross, bring the soles of the feet together. And then walking the legs out or walking your seat back a little bit further. And taking a couple cat-cows here. So breathing in, chest forward, kind of just moving through the low back up towards the chin. And exhale, scooping the belly in, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the upper back as you drop your head in. So really slow breaths moving through 2 more times. Inhale. Shifting forward, softening the shoulders, opening up the collarbones. Exhale, tucking, rounding, scooping, hollowing the belly, pushing through the upper back as you drop the head. Hold on to the ankles. 1 more time. Big deep breath in, shift forward. Open through the collarbones, front side of the body, and then exhale, let yourself round in. Scoop it out. Drop the weight of the head. Go ahead, sit back up. Great job practicing today. You got in your daily movement. That's it for day 6. I hope you feel good in your body for getting a little bit of movement, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow.